Hey, what's up guys, it's Rising Duelist here, and I am Kono Bandit, about to show my Amazoness low tier deck profile for the Legacy support video. Amazoness suck, we all know that, but they did get a lot of support that makes them playable and makes them a little fun deck to have. So moving on, we're going to start with obviously 3 Amazoness Princess. This is the best card in the deck. It's Playmaker. It lets you grab your Amazoness spell and traps. It's really good because its name is also Amazoness Queen, which lets you get into the Amazoness fusions. So Amazoness Princess, you have to run at 3. Moving on from that, we have 3 Amazoness Spy. Amazoness Spy, I would say, is the second best one because you could just reveal another Amazoness in your hand and special summon this. So it helps with making your fusion plays, making link plays if you wanted to, and just swarming the field just in general for more, field presence. Also, Amazoness Spy has a second effect that when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you could target an Amazoness monster in the graveyard and return it to your hand or shuffle into your deck. So it lets you get your princess back if it's in the graveyard, which is pretty nice. Moving on from that, we have 1 Amazoness Baby Tiger. Amazoness Baby Tiger is really good because it could special summon itself when you normal or special summon a Amazoness, and it can special from the hand or graveyard. So I only run 1 because once you use it the first time, you can just keep recycling it over and over again unless your opponent's like, I hate this card, and banishing it. But at that point, if they banish your Amazoness Baby Tiger, like they wasted material, honestly. This is good because its name comes as Amazoness Tiger while it's on the field, so you can make the Amazoness, I think it's like Liger or something like that, the fusion. Moving on from that, we have 1 Amazoness Tiger. Amazoness Tiger's effect kind of sucks, but if you control any other Amazoness monitor, it gains 500. So it can become a pretty big, beefy beef stick. Your opponent can also not attack any face-up monsters except for this one, which is pretty nice, especially if you have the fusion on the field and you have this. Just protect the fusion a couple more turns in order to win the game. This also obviously helps you with the fusion. Moving on from that, we have Amazoness Queen. Amazoness Queen has the effect that Amazoness monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. That's pretty good, especially since Amazoness are pretty weak on their own, and it helps with another Amazoness card, which I have right here, 3 of Amazoness Swordswoman. Amazoness Swordswoman has the effect that the damage that you would take from a battle, your opponent would take it instead. So if you have a Queen on the field and an Amazoness Swordswoman, your opponent, if they even want to attack it, which would be stupid, they would take the damage for that. So it kind of helps you not be get your monsters destroyed, and they have to figure out a way to get rid of your Queen. Moving on from that, we have an Amazoness Archer. This is just for late game. Your opponent has life, has like 1,000 life points. You can just finish the game off by using Archer's effect. Moving on, this helps for link plays. We have the double Gigantes, or Gigantes, whatever the hell it's called. It must be special summoned for your hand by banishing 1 Earth. We run almost all Earths in this deck except for I think 1 card. So it's really easy to get out, especially like if it's your second or third turn, especially since you might have a Princess or a Baby Tiger or a Spy in your graveyard. It's just easy to get stuff in the graveyard like that way. Moving on from that, we run 1 Goblinberg. We know what this does. 1 Cognitive Kage, basically the same thing as Goblinberg, but the opposite. It's good for link plays and Xyz if you need to make anything. We run 1 Marauding Captain, only run 1 because it's a level 3, and even though Amazoness Princess is a level 3, there's more better rank 4 Xyz rather than the 3. It is an Earth though, so you can use it for links, and it's pretty good that you can make MX Saber Invoker, and that's always nice. Moving on from that, we run the 1 Block Dragon. Block Dragon's just good late game. It's got a big booty, so your opponent can't really do much against it. It has 2,500 attack, so it's pretty good, and it only takes banishing 3 Earth monsters from your hand or graveyard, which is really nice, and you can keep recycling this if it gets destroyed somehow. And the last monster we run is Glow Bulb. Glow Bulb is just for some synchro plays. If it's in the graveyard, you could use it again, and I'll show you later the synchros I run in this deck. So we run 3 Amazoness Call. Amazoness Call is really good. It lets you add any Amazoness card from your deck to your hand, and it's a quick play spell, so you can use this during your opponent's turn. You could also send the monster to the graveyard if you want, so you could send Baby Tiger directly to the graveyard if you wanted to. And also, you could use this to target one of your monsters while you're battling, and that Amazoness monster can attack every Amazoness on the field. So say you have like the Fusion Amazoness, the Queen one. That one can attack every single monster, and that's pretty good. It lets you just get the OTK right there. Moving on from that, we run 2 Fusion Recycling Plant. This is for your Fusion plays, obviously very, very good. We run 1 Amazoness Village. Not the best, but it does let your Amazoness gain some attack, which helps. And if your monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon an Amazoness from your deck with a level less than or equal to the monster that was sent to the graveyard, which is pretty nice. We also run set rotation. That's to get out the magical mid-breaker field and obviously go into Fusion Recycling Plant. And this is good, just keeping your opponent locked out from field spells, since field spells are pretty prevalent in this meta right now. We obviously run 2 Terraforming because we run the 1 set rotation. We run 2 Polymerization, 1 Fusion Substitute, 1 Dark Hole just for the field wipes right there. Killing your own monsters isn't that big of a deal in this deck, so it's pretty nice. 1 Rhoda, I got the really the Platinum Rare, I really like this one. Obviously you need to run that, all warriors. 1 Soul Charge just to get all your monsters back from the graveyard and just make a bunch of links or make synchros or anything you want. Moving on to traps, we run Amazoness Onslaught. This is pretty good. It lets you special summon an Amazoness from your hand during the battle phase, and then that Amazoness gains 500. And also, if that Amazoness monster battled something on the field, you could, what is it called? You could banish that opponent's monster. So, like, say they destroyed your Amazoness card, and like say they had something really big, or like say it's a masterpiece or something that's not unaffected by monsters, then you could just banish that masterpiece. Or I mean, not unaffected by traps, then you can banish that masterpiece. Probably you would lose because this is Amazoness, obviously if you're playing Tree Draco, but if you're playing this, I imagine you're not playing any high tier decks. And then last card, we run a Quaking Mirror Force because Quaking Mirror Force is really slept on, especially since you can't, your opponent can't use the face down monsters to do link summon, which is really nice. So moving on to extra deck, we run 2 Mrs. Radiant. Mrs. Radiant's really good in this deck because you're using all Earths. Obviously, it lets you recycle cards also. When I make this, I don't put the Mrs. Radiant back in my extra deck. I put back a like Amazoness Princess or something like that so I can use it again next turn. Run 1 Proxy Dragon, might as well because it's only a link 2 and it's proxy. We run 2 of the Amazoness Empress. Amazoness Empress, this is what I was talking about. This is the one can't be destroyed. Other Amazoness can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. And then if this attacks a defense position monster, it does piercing. And it also, if it's destroyed by battle or leaves the field from a card effect, you can special summon the Amazoness Queen, which is pretty nice. So you get a free Amazoness Queen from this. And then we run Amazoness Pet Liger. This is pretty good. It could boost itself up to 3,000 attack, which lets you get over a lot of monsters that are at 2,950, and it could even crash into Blue Eyes, guys. And then it also can target a monster your opponent controls, and it loses 800. So it's really good taking out your opponent's monsters that are pretty strong. Those are the only fusions I run. Moving on from that, we run 1 Castel, 1 Gaga, Cowboy for game, of course. 1 Dark Rebellion, 1 Silent Honor Arc, and then 1 King of the Feral Lips. This lets you get the Kaga to Kage, which is pretty nice, just to let you do plays. And then we run 1 MX Saber Invoker. This is for if you have a Amazoness Princess and an Amazoness Spy on the field, you can make this if you don't want to go into the fusion. Moving on to Synchros, you run 1 Naturia Beast, 1 Naturia Barkion. You might be thinking, how do you make this in the deck? Well, Amazoness Baby Tiger is a 2, Amazoness Princess is a 3, and then obviously Glow Up Bulb's a 1, so there we go. And then we have Trishula on this deck, you obviously 2 level 4s and a level 1. And that's it for the deck, guys. Just my attempt to try to make Amazoness decent. They're never going to be like a tier 1 deck or anything like that, but it's nice to play, and especially if you're a big fan of the anime, Amazoness is nice to see. So yeah, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll have some more content coming soon. Thanks.